will be C sharp, the same note that you just played on your third finger. Okay? This is something that we call finger exchange, and it's another way to practice shifting. So
C sharp, D, E, F sharp, C sharp, D, E, F sharp will be after the shift, right?
yes.
And then G, A.
Yep. Okay. So let's start again on the A string. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, shift, and you're gonna play
Same
1
note.
in the exact same place, same note, C sharp
New
in
finger.
third position. Okay. So that's 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, shift.
Is that F sharp? Is this F sharp?
Yes.
That sounds like Do.
Let me see. Sorry. I have to think about it. I should stop recording.
C sharp. And you want me to switch it second?
No. We're gonna shift
Because C
into
sharp,
third position.
C sharp is second.
I'm sorry.
So then
I'm telling you the
we're
wrong note.
doing D, D.
Yes, D, D.
C sharp, D, D, F, F sharp, F sharp.
First, you didn't have to shift there. There you go. Okay. So, I apologize. I was telling you third finger, and you shouldn't. I originally told you we were going to shift in the second position, and then I told you to shift in the third position.
Okay.
So that's my fault. My bad.
It's okay. So
Okay.
what should we be doing?
Let's do what you just did, and we're going to shift on D.
Okay.
Okay?
And then do we stay on the A string?
Yes, we're going to stay on the A string, keep on going, and then we're going to go and do 1 on the E string.
1 on the E string.
Yes, which is A.
With what finger?
First finger. So you don't have to shift.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? Okay, so let's start. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay.
So then 4.
4.
Oh, so it's the same.
Yeah, same position.
Same place.
Yeah. And what you can do at this point.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. And when we're doing cross string, another big thing that you might not have had mentioned to you, when you're playing on an upper string instrument, you can, because it's not hard to hold down the strings, such as when you're playing the bass and you need all the strength you can get, you can. So we'll be playing up here, playing in third position, fourth finger, and you can move your first finger and place it on the E string while you're playing the fourth finger.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she talked to it. I did it myself.
Yeah.
Without meaning to.
It takes a while to get used to it in the thought process,
Mm-hmm.
the muscle memory to be able to do it. But if you can't, that is a great way to be able to play it, because then you're already set, and if you want to keep on going, you can go further. Okay. So that's general shifting.
Okay.
And yeah, we're gonna stop there with shifting. Now, I mean, it's the same thing. A lot of it is just, doing it. There's no other way to get around it other than doing it in practice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna talk a little bit on vibrato. So, vibrato is different in our concepts between musical instruments and vocalists and across the different families. Okay. Vibrato for us is a general, it's a slight variance of a note. We tend to try and vary it sharp rather than flat because it's more attuned to the ear. So I'm going to try and play some vibrato for you. And if I stink at it, I apologize. Okay. So, Vibrato, you can do it on any finger, the easiest finger. It varies between what you're doing. A lot of it is, some people like to play it on first. Say it's easier that way. Some people like to play it on second. So let's see if we can get it to go to. Okay, so that was really bad. There's two different types of vibrato for an upper string player, and one is hand. So basically, it's the movement of your hand, and the other is your arm. And when we say that, we're referring to it's coming from your elbow movement. So from what you're doing just then, it looks like you're probably gonna favor a hand vibrato or a wrist vibrato.
My sister does that one.
Okay. And
I've seen her do
we're
it.
going to do the exercise with
Waving hello to you.
a cool little egg shaker. So you can put your violin down. Okay? So we use these a lot. When I was growing up, we used old film canisters that don't really exist anymore. The old little film
I remember.
canisters. Yeah. So, and what you do with this is, it helps a little bit, is you put it in your hand and you get your arm in about the same position as what you'd be doing.
And that'd be elbow, right?
I'm using my elbow for that, okay?
Right. Okay. And wrist. Okay.
Okay. So, it's not, I'm going crazy here, but, it's going back and forth a little bit. And so what you want to do is try and get it steady as you can. Get a steady tempo, Yeah? It's pretty good. Try just doing a wrist vibrato, coming from your wrist. There's always going to be a little bit of movement in your arm, no matter what. Okay? Now try doing it from your elbow. It's a little bit more difficult for you. Okay? So that's basically, we use this to get a more steady vibrato and more controlled. Okay? And so let's try that, and we're going to try a general thing.
Read the bow.
We're just gonna try and do it without. Okay? So when you're playing the violin, your first finger, your hand position, you want your hand to touch, around the bass knuckle of your first finger. When you do vibrato, it comes away ever so slightly. It no longer has contact with the instrument, the side of the neck there.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So, trying to do it vibrato, some people can do it with their finger. I say all good to them. Very few people can do it. So, you want to take your hand. So you see how there's just a little bit of space between my hand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, and it's more of a motion then. Okay. On the string. Yeah. So you got something good there going. That's really good.
Okay. That's elbow.
Okay. So try doing it with your wrist. And it's more of a pivot point.
Okay.
Yeah. It takes a lot of practice, and your arm gets very tired when you're first learning it. Okay? So you might even prefer arm vibrato. I do arm vibrato because it's just easier, for me. It's different for everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, good way to practice this. If you're having trouble getting it and you're up like this, one way that we do it is you rest the instrument against the wall, like so, and and you kind of put a little bit of pressure, not a lot, but so that the instrument is being supported,
so that you can
without
your hand.
Yes, you can loosen your hand. Stop worrying about
that's hand. I found the hand.
Yeah.
Found the hand. Okay.
It's like that, and you can just do this, and if you pick up your bow, you can see what it sounds like.
Oh yay. Okay.
Okay. So we're just gonna,
against the wall?
Yep. Let's do first finger on the A string. Okay. And let's go. There you go. That's the beginning of a vibrato.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, so listen to mine and see. I'm going to show you what it's going to sound like eventually after some practice, okay?
Okay.
So, I still do this all the time with the wall because I have not really formed a good vibrato yet. So, and you can do 2. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. You're starting. You're getting there. That's a good start. And when you're playing, so a third finger or second finger, you can let up the tension on the other fingers, and it's more of just that one finger.
Okay. Okay.
Now the hard part is taking the instrument away from the wall
and trying to do it again.
Yeah, trying to do it. So. Without the whole instrument going. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a lot of figuring out different points of it and training your arm to be able to do that.
Right.
And you don't want to do a lot of it because you can hurt your arm.
Okay.
Because your arm, as you probably already noticed, it's hard and your arm is probably getting a little bit tired already.
Mm-hmm.
So, little bits a day, and over time it'll build up. I mean.
Okay.
There are lots of band teachers who cannot do this. So
yeah.
It happens. There's lots of teachers like myself who I can't do it yet. And there's a lot of string teachers who, lower string cellists. Because you probably haven't done vibrato on the bass of the cello yet. But it's a completely different motion and it's more natural.
Okay.
So, okay?
Yeah.
And, you can practice like that if you want to get an egg shaker and build that up.
Okay.
That's one way to do it. Let's see, what else I have right here? You're practicing without the instrument. The other cool trick that Dr. Tramposh has us using, bouncy ball. Now, these are a little bit big, but you put it on the string, and it fits in the string, and you just rock it back and forth. That helps a lot with if you're trying to do wrist vibrato. But you can also do with the arm. And, it just gives you a point of sliding something else.
Yeah.
Another trick, if you don't have a bouncy ball, is, sliding back and forth without varying the thumb a little bit, but keeping it in generally the same spot. Just sliding up and down, and then slowly getting less and less and less until you're just moving a little bit. You're not even moving on the string, you're more just rolling across the string. So, kind of, if you look at my finger, I'm just rolling it on the string. That's all vibrato really is on the string.
Okay, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Cool.
And, another thing, like I was saying, your arm gets tired and building up that stress. So you can put down your bow. And one exercise for it gets you used to being up here with your thumb, because when you shift into high positions, your thumb comes around like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it moves all the way up here, because you're avoiding the instrument again. So this helps, and what you're going to do is you're going to put your thumb here, and if it helps, you can hold your hand here, and you're going to tap the other side of the instrument. The other side of the fingerboard, yep, like that. And you can move from your thumb. You want to, try and keep your hand fairly steady. You see, you got that tension there, and now you're feeling that little bit of muscle ache. Okay, just do that. And it's a vibrato practice, and it just teaches your arm that it can move that way and have movement like that. So, don't do a lot of that. That's more for very early beginners. But you've got some experience, so it's just moving the hand a little bit, getting it moving so that you can do better stuff. There you go.
Okay.
You've learned all the basics of violin.
Cool.
So, stop this.